All right, let's get into the trending topics now, and we'll take a look at what's the top of the list there. International Women's Day, of course. International Women's Day, this was yesterday, and 8th of March, celebrated globally, looking at the plight of women and also issues surrounding women and affecting women, and how far women have come and how far women still have to go. And of course, that was the talk of most things yesterday, and this was declared the day by the United Nations, and it is, I mean, it was an interesting day to just speak about women and to find out, what women are going through at a time like this, and not only within our borders, internationally. So yeah, it was a big day, and people still using that trend a lot.
Right, moving on to the next one, and there it is, hashtag Vusi. Vusi Tembekwayo. So, and again, Vusi also has been trending for a couple of days now because of a comment that he made with regard to police under apartheid and AKA, and he had basically said that, among other things, this was not the only thing he was talking about, but he made the comment that under apartheid, the police probably would have arrested someone by now for the killing of AKA. And this, of course, just started a whole conversation on the Twitter streets. Many people, well, in fact, it was kind of split down the middle, because some people agreed with Vusi and some disagreed with him. Those who agreed, their argument was that essentially what Vusi is trying to say is that the police were a lot more effective under apartheid. And those who disagreed with him were making the point that you can't even begin to talk about the police under apartheid and black people, because the regime, was all about the repression of black people. So therefore, a bit of a non-starter. And that's how it went in the main. But I see he did also apologize to the Forbes family for invoking Kiernan in that discussion.
Indeed. All right. So that's Vusi, a big, well summarized there, because I mean, not more to add to it. That is exactly what the story is right now. Now, strike, you've heard about it in the news. It is continuing. It's causing a lot of chaos, particularly, this is day 2 that we're talking about yesterday. I think, is it day 2 or day 3? But the reality is,
it's day 3.
It's day 3 now, and it's an unprotected strike, and this is what is going on. But the problem is that it's just affecting services, particularly within health. And you're seeing at Charlotte Mateke in particular is that there was striking happening, and patients couldn't get in. The staff that had worked the shift the night before couldn't get out. Those that were working the new shift couldn't get in. And it was an absolute disaster that really is just, it's hampering service when it comes to people's lives. And this is what's so scary. The damage of infrastructure, the damage to people's lives and services. And this is just something all to do with, of course, the Nehao wanting the salary increase, and they are going to carry on until their demands are met. And this is what they have said, and they're not going to back down. So yeah, it's not a nice situation.
No, it isn't. And I think there's a bit of I think when things turn violent, you kind of lose the public sympathy on the matter, because there's no doubting that the issues are valid. Some of the issues that are raised, the demands being raised by Nahau are valid. However, when you start to infringe on other people's rights, it's okay for you to be on strike. You have a right to do that. But what about the right of those who choose not to participate?
Absolutely.
What about the rights of those patients who are lying there in need of care, helpless, and in some instances die? What about them?
This is the reality. This is the reality of what's going on there, and people are sharing their stories of how, it's desperate. You're seeking medical care and you cannot get it, and also talk of people that may have died through this because they were not getting the medical attention. So anyway, the minister went there, and this is why Nehao is trending in a very big way. All right, then finally, SK, you want to speak to this? This is now...
Oh, well, yeah, PSG is out. Neymar is injured again. We just had Kylian Mbappe. He started on the bench in the first leg. He's back. And then, of course, Lionel Messi. But all of that wasn't enough. Bayern did the things, and PSG out of the Champions League.
Wow.
I think Vusiwe told us more about that, but yeah. And of course, also one of the talking points is that goal scorers were both previous PSG players.
Amazing. All right, well, there you go. That's your trending topics for this morning.